Almost elderly. Almost elderly.
My vagina tells me every day.
Oh, it's like, oh, you're still here? Because I died a long time ago. Thanks, vagina. Was the medicine back in the 90s Rejuven? Rejuven. It's for women's pelvic floors.
Sorry, I heard something strange. Did your computer say something?
No. Not at all.
Your computer said something, didn't it?
It didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
What did it say?
It may or may not have been in Simlish. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Turn off we're trying to do a podcast.
You don't even know what I'm trying to do, okay? You don't even know. So, shut up. Are we recording?
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1995 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Amy's here.
Just me.
MJ continuing to negotiate their contract. I'm sorry, we're not going to give you that kind of money.
No, we don't even get that kind of money. I
don't know where you get off. I don't know.
Well,
the kid is such a diva.
I said last night, I hate to tell you this, but your time's up. So unless you start participating and being an active member of the I Hate Critics Society, you're fucked.
Which is actually a $50 fee that they pay us.
Pay us.
They're like, no, I want to be paid to be here.
Right.
No, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. You have to want to give your time over to horrible movies.
And your money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, we did this one on our own. It's Mother's Day, the day we're recording this. Our mother's long gone, so we celebrate her by watching a shitty movie.
Hey, would you really call this shitty?
If I understood one bit of, what I was reminded of? I was reminded of where I went on a date, or I thought it was a date, and he took me to see U-571 with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this is the worst date movie I've ever been to. And he goes, well, it wasn't a date. And I'm like, but you said I want to take you to a movie, and then you chose it. And he goes, yeah, but it wasn't a date. Then what do you call dinner in a movie? I was really confused. And I'm like, also, don't take me. If you want to take me to a movie, ask me what I want to see. Because I certainly do not want to watch a fucking submarine movie. And then today, it's like, oh, submarine movie, great. Let's do that. But it's different watching it with your brother, because then we could just laugh all the way through it. I don't have any designs. But... yeah, I don't know. I know you probably enjoyed it. I couldn't stand this movie.
We're talking about Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, 1995, the release year. This weekend, in fact, in 1995,
wow. Weirdly
enough, because that's how the podcast works.
Yeah.
89% positive on Rotten Tomato, a $53 million budget. It made back $157 million at the box office, directed by Tony Scott, and of course starring Denzel Washington and the late Gene Hackman. We will not linger on that in any way.
I mean, we will.
No.
I'll bring it up at some point.
Please do not.
I'm going to.
I get so sad thinking about how he passed. We cannot bring it up.
And then we're watching the movie going, it's like he'll say a great line. We're like, oh, Hackman, but you're thinking Hackman, what a great actor. And then we're like, his dogs were dead too. Like, we just kept doing it.
God.
It's true.
It's just hard not to think about it. It's so sad.
It's true. It is. But the fact is, at least he left a legacy.
Mm-hmm. And
some of his movies, like...
such consistency.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, the level of... aside from his last movie, which is Welcome to Mooseport.
Yeah.
I hate to think that he went out on that, but he did.
Yeah. And then he retired, right?
He did that movie, and I bet he got paid a few $1 million. He was like, fuck it, I'm done. This is what they're giving me. I'm going to fuck off.
What is this bullshit? Was that...
Who the hell put me in a movie with Ray Romano?
I was going to say, was that the Ray Romano vehicle?
That was the attempt to make Ray Romano a leading man.
We need to... that should have been put, the kibosh on right away. I mean, Ray Romano, you're fine.
He's fine.
You don't need a
and he's done some good work as a supporting player. That's where he belongs. That's your lane, man. You are not a dude who is a lead actor in movies. TV show, fine. But you're not a lead actor in a movie.
We didn't ask, is what I'm saying.
Also, you starred in a movie called Welcome to Mooseport. What did you think was going to happen?
That's a good point. Hi, welcome to the Ray Romano bashing podcast.
Welcome to Mooseport is actually one of the earliest films I ever reviewed, and at the theater, and I was the only one there. I was the only one. Like they used to have like people like me, critics would be the ones who would proof the prints. So we would get to watch them early and get our stuff on the air the next day.
You and Linda would do that.
And so I was doing this one by myself, and I must have walked 20,000 steps that day, and just pacing back and forth, waiting for this fucking movie to be over.
Are you serious?
Because I was the only one in the theater.
What are you supposed to do at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't bothering anybody, and the movie wasn't very good, so I was like, while I'm doing this, I'm going to get my steps in, I guess.
That was like going to see The Last Airbender.
Oh, my God.
And I snuck in those Heineken cans because I had to get drunk because we knew how bad it was going to be.
That was just awful.
Just a piece of shit. But that's fascinating. So...
Yeah, I don't go to movies with you anymore.
Well...
there are two experiences that define this. There's The Last Airbender and Murder at 1600. Therefore, I don't go to the movies with you anymore, ever. Because they both times it's been awful.
That's true. I forgot about Murder at 1600. We only went because Dennis Miller was in it, right?
Oh, more sadness.
Oh, but then I did bring. We had Taco Bell in there. Well, that's back when I could still eat like soft shell tacos, so it was very quiet, except for the wrappers.
We were we were sitting across the aisle from each other, like Siskel and Ebert. That's because we wanted to.
We were in our 20s. We were living our best fucking lives, and we did not care. So,
back to Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide is set aboard an Alabama-class submarine. Denzel Washington is the executive officer to Gene Hackman as the commander, the captain of the ship, who has a habit of destroying his executive officers, just kind of running them all off. The latest one is pretending to have like his kidneys taken out or something. I don't know.
I didn't know. I did not understand a thing. So you're going to have to really take the time to explain this.
So he's got Denzel there, and immediately, like, he just sets about just taking the piss out of him just every which way. Like, Denzel will say something completely innocuous and innocent and observant of what Hackman has asked him, and Hackman will just take both sides against him. It's so... he's just looking for every angle to just trash this guy.
I kept, and I'm like, what? So you hate him? Or you like him?
Oh, what you said was correct, but you said it so correctly that I'm going to correct you.
What? And that's what, if I were Denzel, I'd be like, what the fuck do you want from me, Hackman? What do you need from me?
I find that this type of demonstration of masculinity and the ability to like put themselves above somebody else is mostly based on just a level of insecurity that people don't want to comment upon.
Fragile masculinity.
It is.
It really truly is.
It is. Everybody wants to point to this kind of thing as being, oh, this is what a leader is like, because he talks down to everybody. No. Yeah. That's not what a leader's like, actually.
James Gandolfini is like saying hi to this one young guy, and then he's like, address me as whatever. And I'm like, oh, so he's James Gandolfini as James Gandolfini in this movie. But again, it's like I have to have.
It's an exact reflection of the thing you're afraid of, and that is that people won't respect you. It's based off of fear. It's not based off of you being super confident or a great leader. You're afraid that if you don't yell the loudest, you won't be in charge.
I understand that, but I don't recommend doing that at an autism center because no one will respect you if you do that. You start screaming that you demand respect, the kids are going to laugh at you with good right. So I'm just saying, don't do that there. But like, what is it about it's always the military. It's always white Navy men, which by the way, I admitted this at the end of the film, there's no way I could wear Navy whites.
I don't know how they do that. I just get stains all over.
I'm just like, I'm a walking salsa spiller. Even if I don't have salsa, I will find a way to get it on me. So it's like, you're wearing Navy whites? Like, fuck you, you asshole. There's no way that you're not sitting on something that is going to have a stain.
One cup of coffee and I'm done.
It's over.
I got to go change my shirt.
Exactly. So I don't get it. I don't understand. That was my takeaway from Crimson Tide.
You're not a big fan of the Tony Scott style.
What is his style? Sorry, and by the way, I've been sick, so I'm still just getting my voice back. So if I start squeaking, I apologize.
Well, I mean, you like True Romance.
I do
right?
like, yeah.
And stylistically, like in terms of just the cinematography and even the editing, that's a little bit grungier, but it is a similar style of fast cuts and music video style.
That's true. I guess, well, I mean, that's what I kind of grew up with, so.
But there was no sexy Gary Oldman to hold your attention?
You know, give me a Gary Oldman with a grill, and yeah, I'm probably going to be interested. Make him greasy-haired. Give it up for the
They were
Oldman.
dirty-ass dreadlocks.
So hot. So hot. But then, I don't know if
like
anyone knows this. I have horrible taste in men, so it does not matter. It does not matter. All the men that I have ever been in love with are all
a sexy Denzel Washington does nothing for you?
No, absolutely not. All he does is like make me want him to be my older brother and like look out for me and fight, Russians for me. Like I want that.
Well, and he exhibits like the exact kind of leadership that you should, which is he doesn't talk down to people, and he earns their respect by just being good at what he does, which is what we're told we're supposed to do. But then everybody looks at the flashy Hackmans of the world and goes, "Yeah, that's the one," because he's loud and in charge, and everybody's afraid of him.
There's a moment where Hackman goes, you need to calm down, and Denzel, by the way, so resolute throughout this entire film. Only freaks out maybe once. Yeah. With good right. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm very calm. And of course, I'm thinking of Walter from Lebowski.
Calmer than you are.
Sitting here drinking my coffee. But like, he was. Everything that he said it was so reassuring. Like, he's the kind of leader that we want. Hackman's the Trump. And we want the leader that is Denzel. Like, Denzel for prez. I'd take him.
I understand that in certain cases, being completely like divorced from emotion can be helpful in terms of being analytical. Yeah. But if it makes you so analytical that you become blind to reality and unwilling to recognize circumstances, that's a problem. Right. And that's definitely what this movie demonstrates, is a man who just develops tunnel vision about, this is my order, this is what I must carry out, and there's no other way to do this.
Right.
And so I will blow up the world regardless of anything. I don't need evidence. I have my gut.
Just was thinking about Mr. Show. And we will blow up the moon. Like, that was my first thought. But yeah.
By the way, if you want to just terrify yourself just for a moment, watch that Mr. Show episode with that press conference where they're talking about blowing up the moon. It feels so much like a real Trump press conference right now. Like, it is disturbing.
If you said to somebody, who said this? Mr. Show with Bob and David, or Trump,
or Levitt and the president's, we are going to blow up the moon.
We will blow up.
We will not allow the woke DEI people from stopping us from blowing up that woke DEI moon.
Right. What is it that Sarah Silverman, as she's out in the picket line, she's like, we're human. What is it? We blow up human things. We're human beings. We blow up human things, or something like that. And then they're sending the monkey, and then the monkey's asking the question, why are we blowing up the moon? And they're like, shit. And then like, crisis. God, I miss Mr. Show so much. I wish stupid people didn't like it.
We heard the moon was trans, so it's going. We're gonna blow that thing out of the sky.
God damn. Ain't that the truth?
It's just too real. It's too real. I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene could say something like that.
She'd say anything for a donut and a blowjob. Fuck her. Why does this always turn to fucking? Know. But like, actually, it's funny.
It's a reflection of our insecurities, right? Because we're afraid of everything that they're doing.
Well, and the way that the movie even started, as it was like talking about what we were in for, why they were going on the submarine, and I'm like, oh my god, is this gonna really stand the test of time? Like, is this like right now? Like, it felt very, very weird. The timing of it, for sure.
And it's not an indictment of like being a person who makes a quick decision, but not every quick decision is a good idea,
Yeah.
It's just, it's so frustrating. So I got this big, like, a pet peeve, I guess you will, where I hear people talk about bureaucracy and I get mad. Not at the bureaucracy, but at the idiots who talk about bureaucracy as if, well, we got to get rid of that. We got to wipe out those damn bureaucrats. They're always in the way. You watch this movie, right? And everything that they do in this sub, they have to stop for a moment, and this person has to confirm the order to make sure that's the order. And everybody along the chain does that. And that is a bureaucracy. That's a bureaucracy. That's how a bureaucracy works. It's when a piece of paper is traveling through the bureaucracy and somebody looks at it and goes, well, this isn't right. Send that back.
Right.
Instead of it going to one guy who's got to look at an entire stack of these things and just go, I guess we'll just pass all of them on. Doesn't matter if they're any good or not. That's bureaucracy. That's how things are supposed to work.
Right. But we live in the worst timeline, so that's not going to happen.
One person can't just look at every problem and go, yes. That doesn't work like that.
Money and power.
Unless, of course, you would like to live next door to, a thermonuclear plant that's pumping out, gas right into your backyard. Like, is that what you want? That could be possible if you just eliminate bureaucracy.
I want whatever the alpha male wants. That's what this movie should. Crimson Tide, whatever the alpha male wants. I mean,
but like I'm saying though, Denzel's character is not toxic. I don't think he is either. Measured and thoughtful and intelligent and standing up for what is right. He's not throwing his dick around. He's not trying to prove that he's the best man for the job.
No, because he doesn't want it. He just wants to do the XO job.
He just doesn't want it. He just wants to make sure if we're going to blow up the world, we have a reason to do it.
Right. Exactly.
He's not being unreasonable. Gene Hackman is clearly the unreasonable character. And yet, even at the end, we have to, salute him and, pretend that he wasn't completely out of line.
Well, and again, for Hackman, it is whose dick is bigger. That really is what it is.
It really is predicated entirely upon his ego.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And it's just why people can't recognize that that's complete bullshit. And this guy would have ended the world and been wrong and still felt okay about that somehow.
Right. I made the right call. Dude, the thing about Hackman is okay, so yeah, he's you could tell he's very fragile. Very fragile. And for him it's one thing to make a call when there's possible torpedoes coming in. That's one thing. They get this message that says, yes, you need to make sure that you're on top of this. Well, and then they get hit by this torpedo, which cuts off a message that essentially later on we come to find says, draw back. Mm-hmm. These people have already surrendered. They're done. But Hackman was ready to just risk it all and fuck off. And I mean,
well, if he fires, the world ends.
Yeah.
That's how mutual destruction works. Right. Is that if one side fires, the other side fires, and everybody dies because the rockets hit each other in the air and spread nuclear waste everywhere, causing a nuclear winter that kills everyone.
But whoever has the biggest dick gets to go to big dick heaven. And that's really what we all want for our leaders.
God. That's why we keep religion out of that stuff, too. It's if somebody thinks they're that's the best part of, oh my God, it just occurred to me. Stanley Kubrick, 1963. Shit, what's the fucking movie called? It's one of the greatest movies of all time. George C. Scott's
Patton?
You can't fight in the war. You can't fight in here. This is the war room. Dr. Strangelove.
Oh.
There's a character in there who believes that what he's doing is he's working on behalf of God. General T. Ripper, Jack T. Ripper, thinks he's working on behalf of God. And in the movie, he actually talks about how there shouldn't be fluoride in the water.
Are you fucking serious?
It's an actual plot point from that movie, which just occurred to me.
Oh my God.
Which is something that these idiots are talking about right now. And that was literally Kubrick's most extreme satire of the right.
Okay, is somebody sitting in the White House going, What else did Kubrick do, you guys?
Oh, God.
How else could we really fuck with the American people right now?
Well, I mean, look at Elon trying to get off the planet. I mean, what's that? 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, my God. And the thing is, Elon, we want that for you.
Oh, my God.
Please get off this planet.
Then you know Matt Gaetz was going to those Eyes Wide Shut parties. I'm saying Kubrick is responsible for all of this.
Somebody had to say it, and you heard it here first.
Hegseth looks like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Come on.
That's wild. That is wild.
Oh, my God.
But you're not wrong.
Stephen Miller's the guy getting blown by the bear.
Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller. You know what? You know what I don't do? I don't walk around wishing ill will upon people. But Stephen Miller.
I just want him to permanently have an itch he can't reach.
Oh, in his anus. Because there's nothing worse than an anus itch. Because you literally have to run somewhere to get into a bathroom to stick your finger up in there and get that dug out. I hope his anus itches for the rest of his fucking life.
Oh, maybe it already doesn't. That's why we're here.
He's just a walking anus itch. That's what Stephen Miller is. Somebody had to say it. You heard it here first. You're welcome.
This woke DEI podcast.
You guys are so woke.
It's the only reason Amy's here is for diversity.
Well, I mean, speaking of diversity, can I read to you a couple of my favorite lines from Crimson Tide?
Please.
I mean, I had to make Sean stop the film so I could bring up my notes app because back on the podcast in the past, I used to take notes all the time of the stupidest shit we hear. So it's been a really long time since I've gotten to do that. One of the first fucking things that comes out of Hackman's mouth as he's talking, getting to know Denzel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, they're talking about horses and talking to Denzel. He's like, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? And he's like, I like to ride horses. And he's like, oh, yeah, horses, huh? Horses they're dumber than a fence post, but they're intuitive, just like a high school girl. They might not have a brain in their head, but they know all the boys want to fuck them. And that line, like, my mouth, my jaw was on the floor. And I thought, okay, who wrote that line? My other two favorite lines were, I don't trust air I can't see, which I don't understand. And you don't put on a condom unless you're gonna fuck. That's a great fucking line.
I mean,
where's he wrong?
Where's the lie?
He's not lying.
People don't put on condoms unless they're fucking.
I mean, unless you just like to try them on, which I think is very odd.
That would be odd.
Guys, I'm gonna go try on my condoms real quick. Let me get back to you. What are you doing? Trying on my condoms.
Gotta make sure they fit.
Thank God I got the jumbos.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah. So
classic lines, but it's not confirmed, but there's been talk that Quentin Tarantino did a big touch up on this script. Of course,
and there's about 3 moments in this film where you're like, that is Tarantino.
Yeah, Tarantino, of course, wrote True Romance with Tony Scott, and so it would make sense. But technically speaking, he's not credited anywhere. It's just rumored. But I mean, come on. The multiple times where these characters stop down and have these pop culture conversations, which are the least believable. I love Denzel, but him, I don't feel like Denzel's ever read a comic book.
It doesn't really seem like a Silver Surfer fan.
Maybe it's just the character, not just him as a person. He feels so serious to me, though, sometimes that I just don't feel like his joy would be like art or like painting or like, something. Yeah. Going to a play, writing a play. Making him sound
like he's sensitive ponytail guy.
I mean, Denzel is just that kind of high-minded intellectual to me.
Okay.
And so I don't think he's picked up the Silver Surfer. So when he has to say that Kirby's Silver Surfer is better than the other Silver Surfer, it feels like somebody wrote a line for him that he needed to say.
Okay.
We're trying to punch up the dialogue a little bit. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
And anytime they talked about Star Trek, it just felt like, okay, Tarantino's in the room now.
I liked it. Like, I got excited. I'm like, that's a Tarantino line. You can tell. And it's how they deliver it. Like, you could almost tell, like,
The rhythm.
Tarantino's like right there going.
It's the Tarantino rhythm. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
It is said in his extraordinary, like the cadence when they're talking about the radio guy's got to repair the radio so they can find out if the nuclear weapon message is real or not.
Right.
And, so Denzel goes into a whole thing about, well, you're Scotty, I'm Kirk. You've got to, I need more power.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the entirety of that dialogue is just so obviously Tarantino.
Those were the moments I'm like, oh, like I got excited about.
But, there's a part, though, there at the end where they're talking about Lipizzaner stallions. And that I don't think was Tarantino. I think that was Robert Towne, who was also called in to do a touch-up on this script.
Well, the only thing that bothered me about that was that Hackman kept saying Lipinzahner. And he got it wrong.
It is Lipizzaner.
It is Lipizzaner. And not only that, but, Hackman swore that they were Portuguese, but they came from Portugal, but they came from Spain via Slovenia. You're welcome. If you guys were ever interested in my books, I do have several books on Lipizzaner horses.
Yeah, it's a good conversation though. I think that moment needed that kind of that said, like it starts off very aggressive, that conversation, like the Lipizzaner. Then first off, Hackman makes a point of stating that the Lipizzaner stallions are white.
Yeah.
Like he's talking, he's trying to make sure you understand. I'm a white man talking to a black man now.
Yeah, and he's like, you
these
realize
these amazing horses are white, but he's only teeing it up for Denzel to go.
But they were born black. Hell yeah! I thought that was brilliant. I loved that moment.
That does seem like a Robert Towne edition, I do think,
and perfect too.
It's a good scene. It's a really good scene. There's a couple of really good scenes in this movie. Although I wish I didn't have to see. Why did we have to see Gene Hackman's dog peeing on the ship? Why was that the thing?
It added a bit of realism that we were looking for.
Was that personality?
Yeah.
My dog can piss wherever he wants in this ship because it's mine.
Sweet little pumpkin.
Marking
dog.
His territory. It's symbolism.
Is it? Because I feel weird about that kind of symbolism.
He was marking his territory.
I don't do that. You just cheapened it. You cheapened it.
This is what faux intellectuals think is deep.
It's true. That's true.
Because this is a popcorn movie. This isn't deep.
Right.
There's some big ideas here. Like it's a big, grand narrative. And it is based in a realistic story, which is based on a lot of what was going on at the moments of the Bay of Pigs, when we thought perhaps, not Bay of Pigs, Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
Where we thought like we were pretty much on the edge of destroying the entire world.
Right.
And they take some of that plus this amazing story from Russia. I think it was, let's see here, 1959, was it? I think it was. This guy, one guy basically just saved the entire world by going, no, I don't think this is real.
That was like I'd never heard that story. I thought that was fascinating.
So, yeah, Grigorovich Savitsky believed the war had broken out between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. His sentiments were concurred by the onboard political officer Ivan Semenovich. However, Savitsky's second in command, this is the hero, Vasily Arkhipov, who was the flotilla commander, refused. And since all three had to go, all three of them had to fire. If one of them said no, they didn't get to fire. And that one guy said no, and the entire world didn't end.
What's funnier is that like I'm trying to think about it the way that I would think about it, where he's just like sitting there playing a video game going, no, you guys, no. And they're like, are you sure? Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Like, I want it to be like that casual. Because I mean, what a grand scale. And then him just fucking around eating a cheese sandwich. No, that doesn't seem right, you guys.
What if he's just an asshole contrarian, just like he always says no?
I love that.
That's his backstory. He just happened to be right this time. He's always an asshole. Just said no every time. I'm not doing that.
No, guys, no. Hey, no. Yeah, but dude, you always say no. Yeah, but I really fucking mean it this time. No.
And he saved the world.
Not all heroes have capes. Or capes.
Oh, God.
They eat cheese sandwiches.
What are you, an inspirational TikTok?
Oh my God. Don't ever say that to me. We don't talk about TikTok in this house.
I love TikTok still.
Thanks, President Trump, for turning it back on for us.
There's still a lot of cool people out there.
Well, good for them. Zero interest. Zero.
Oh, man. So you didn't like this movie?
Not really. Again, like I told you the minute it started, I'm like, I'm bored. Like the minute it started. Because, and okay, it's like I was talking about, misogyny and stuff like that, but I was also making the joke throughout that it was just like, okay, this movie is like watching somebody install carpet for me. Like I don't care. Like I will literally go do anything else. I'll scrub out the bathtub. I will, read a book about German spoon collecting. I will do anything than have to watch people in the Navy standing in the rain getting yelled at by another white guy. Like I'm bored. And then like the minute that they go down on the submarine, they submerge. They're all sitting around, white dudes and cigars, smoking cigarettes, and they're sweating. And it's just like, I felt claustrophobic. I could smell sadness on all of them. And I just feel like there are movies that, like, okay, this was the most moist, wet film we've seen in 95.
Literally underwater.
Literally underwater. I don't trust air I can see. I don't trust water I can't.
He says that.
Yeah, he literally says that.
I don't trust air I can't
see. So, and like maybe now it's kind of making more sense to me. But there's just so many things about this movie that like I, as a woman and as a young woman back then when it came out, like how, you can make a movie like Shawshank, which can draw anyone in of any, gender, of any, like anyone would be interested because it's just a well executed story, It's not that this wasn't well executed. I'm sure that there are dudes all over the world that, this is in their top 10, or they probably have the movie poster framed or something like that. I'm sure of it. It just is mind-numbingly boring to me. And every time, like, the only thing I think I enjoyed were the moments where I thought it might be Tarantino writing, and then when they would get out the launch codes and crack them. We both enjoyed that. We enjoyed that.
I enjoyed the pageantry.
Yeah.
The pageantry of
it. And then the way he's holding it as he's walking down the hall.
The alarm goes off, and then the two guys got to do their thing where they put the keys in, they pull the thing out, and one's carrying the message, and the other's got the plastic thing, and he's got to look at it and read it, hand it to the other guy. He gets to snap it open.
And then they get to say things like Whiskey Tango, Zulu, Zanzibar. That's great.
But again, I have to point out, that's a bureaucracy, folks.
Yeah. And they have to keep repeating it.
And you know what? It's a great bureaucracy. I'm glad they do this because that makes absolutely certain that the information that they're getting is correct.
I just feel like Trump will do away with that.
You want to be absolutely certain that what you're doing is the right thing. And so they put up things in place to make sure that it's the right thing. Like, that's just smart planning. It's not a bureaucracy. It's just smart planning.
If
there's anything I could admire about the military, it is that level of detail. Like, I couldn't do what they do. I'm not a person who can fight wars or plan wars or anything like that. I appreciate their level of discipline. I really do. As much as I take the piss out of some of it, I appreciate that level of discipline because it's the only thing that keeps us from utter fucking chaos of somebody just going, well, now I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. Like one of those countries in Africa where just somebody who has the most guns gets to take over and be in charge that day. Like, we don't want that.
We don't want that.
We don't want a military dictatorship.
No.
We don't want that. The guy with the most guns being in charge. That's not how this is supposed to work.
We say it's like we don't want that, but like I almost want to ask anyone listening, like, right? We don't want that, right?
What I want is a nice, efficient, Denzel Washington-led bureaucracy that follows the rules and makes sure that what they're doing is the right thing. Is that too much to ask?
Can it
Am
be
I asking too much?
A Denzel Washington bureaucracy. Like that?
I mean, yes, give me a Denzel Washington bureaucracy. Absolutely.
I'm here for that.
One that is founded on having the most correct information.
I'm here for that.
I mean, he's just, and it's like, it's not even a question of whether or not he's being reasonable. It's not him putting his ego forward. He literally tells Gene Hackman that in this situation, we don't have the full orders. We don't actually know if they've called off the attack or not. And we do have redundancy in this. There's another ship in the ocean, another submarine in the ocean that can follow that order if we don't and do the exact same thing that we're going to do.
Right.
So there's no reason for us to be this unreasonable. So then it just does come back to just being about Hackman's ego and wanting to be right even if he's wrong, which is exactly the wrong way to do things.
Are you listening? Anyone listening? Anyone? You dumb fuckers.
I mean, imagine you're working in a mechanic's garage, right? And the guy brings in his car. The thing to do, and he doesn't know what's wrong with it. He's me. I don't know anything about cars.
Right.
Doesn't know how to fix it. Doesn't even know what it is that's wrong with the car. Who should be in charge of fixing that?
A doctor.
Should it be the first guy who just goes, it's this, and we just start working? Or should it be somebody who goes, all right, we're going to check multiple things. We'll check the diagnostics. We'll check the oil. We'll check the engine. We'll check out this thing. And we'll find the exact problem and fix that instead of trying to start with a problem and fix it before we know what the actual fucking problem is. That is a dumb way to operate.
It should be like those people that, you know, they're like, well, I do my research online. Just Google it. Just Google it. It's fine. You're fine.
Yeah. I hold my own counsel. Like, that's a really stupid thing to say. You don't know everything. You don't. Just because you looked something up, clearly you didn't actually look it up. Because I mean, if you're still this wrong, you didn't actually look anything up.
Right. I
mean, if you actually looked up what vaccines do, then you would just get vaccines.
Right.
You wouldn't go, well, I looked it up and it says vaccines do this. No, if I Google vaccine right now, it's going to tell me what vaccines do, which is, prevent disease.
Yeah.
That's what they do. If I do research on vaccines, it's going to tell me vaccines are effective and they work.
Right.
They're not going to tell me anything other than that. So you're not doing research. You didn't do your own research.
I don't know. I'm probably going to believe the woman who wants to homeschool her kid or unschool her kids because vaccines cause autism. That's and you know what? I'm going to trust them with their advice on my car too because they done the research. Maybe if I just did some research,
maybe you could fix your own car.
I could fix my own car. Exactly.
Maybe you could, but should you?
You know what? The truth is, this morning I actually did some work on YouTube because I wanted to make sure that I was because I'm an idiot when it comes to cars. I really am. And I'm like, I want to make sure that I put the brake fluid in the right spot. And they're not labeled in my car, so I don't know. So I look it up. I type it into YouTube. The guy, he didn't think I was an idiot at all. Of course, he made the video like 10 years ago. But he was just like, and then right here, that's where your brake fluid goes. And I'm like, oh, thank you, guy on the internet. And so I put my brake fluid in there. And guess what? It works. Everything's fine. I have brake fluid now because I did some research.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think I could open up a garage tomorrow and fix somebody's chassis on a 75 Impala? Probably not.
No. Even if you did some research.
Even if I watched all of the YouTube videos in the world, I'm not an expert. So I try not to comment on things that I didn't go to school for, let's say.
Yeah. I did my own research. That's why I do my own surgery. That's why I only operate on me.
Do your own surgery and save.
I heard an amazing story about a Russian doctor who was in Antarctica who actually did perform surgery on himself.
Off.
He did. He was the only doctor at this outpost in Antarctica, and there was no getting to them for another 4 months till the weather cleared and they could actually get to these people. And he had appendicitis, so he had to operate on himself, literally take out his own appendix. And he did it, and he survived.
How?
Because he's apparently a pretty great doctor.
That's insanity.
That is so fucking crazy.
Like, he would have to, so like, he rolled up, like, the washcloth, and, like, he's biting down.
He's got a piece of wood in his mouth. He's just biting
not.
down on it.
Absolutely
He's got a local anesthetic and a mirror. Some guy holding a mirror.
It's like, maybe you could hold the knife. I'll hold the mirror and tell you what to do. Abso-fucking-lutely not.
We're on a wild tangent here, but do you remember?
Sorry.
You remember that episode? My favorite episode of ER is an episode where I think it's Mark Green is on. He gets duty to go on like an ambulance run, and they find a bunch of people who are drilling holes in their own skulls.
Yes. Holy shit! I forgot about that.
He's just so angry. He's so angry at them for doing this.
I do appreciate how he's like, God, you guys are all stupid.
Oh, like, he's just so angry how dumb they are. It's so great. Because, like, Anthony Edwards is so great at remaining composed and, like,
I miss him.
affability. Like, that was just his real thing on that show. And for a moment, his temperature rose in that moment. It was great.
Just, you dumb fucking idiots. All of you.
Well, you got to relieve the pressure in your skull sometimes, you know?
I mean, but I usually take medicine. Like, I don't put sharp implements in my ears or anything.
I did my own research, and this power drill that I poured vodka on is something I could put through my skull to relieve pressure.
Oh.
Hey, Maggie, why don't you try that?
Maggie, try it.
I bet it'll cure your headaches. Take a power drill.
Yeah. If Trump asked them to, they would. They'd be like, you know what? Because it's a fucking cult.
I think that's the cure for the disease. Guys, I got it.
Guys, if you ever start to doubt me, just take a drill right to your temple and just like go in just a little bit. And the minute you start to feel like a little pain, just remember, you're doing it for Donnie.
Yeah.
You're doing it for Donnie.
Just remember that the woke don't want you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and
the
then
woke have told
we're going to own those libs. We're going to put drills in our heads.
I'm going to drill those 3 holes in my head like I told them.
We're like, we want that for you.
No.
We want that for you.
No, you have to say don't do it, so they'll do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
And they'll be like, you can't legislate my body. My body, my choice. You libtards always said that. It's like, no, it's the Willy Wonka. It's the Gene Wilder. No, stop. Don't. That's great.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Great tangent. Great tangent, everybody. Good job.
We all did great.
You all did fantastic. Jason Robards is in this movie.
Uncredited.
Uncredited. He didn't want anybody to know he was in the movie.
Would you? I mean, you know, to be fair, this was an all-star cast. I mean, this was a lot of really cool people in this. It's just really fucking boring.
To you. I did find it enjoyable. Like, as a big, action movie, I love Denzel. I even love what Hackman is doing, because I think Hackman understands the character. I don't think Hackman views the character as heroic. I don't know about Simpson and Bruckheimer. I don't know about Tony Scott. I don't know if they necessarily thought that they were creating a character who was quote unquote heroic, but I think Hackman understood the layers of this character that he's playing.
I agree.
I think he understands that he's the villain. Whereas I don't necessarily people who like the Hackman character in this movie, I don't think they understand that he's the villain.
Hey, that I guess that was my issue too, because I really wasn't sure. I'm like, who is is there a proper villain in this? And then the way that we end the film with Robards saying to both of them, "You're both right. And you're both wrong. What's the answer, dude? I don't know.
The impression that, and again, I took away from this because I've also seen this movie a couple of times, so I guess I've got a little more perspective. And is that he was basically just trying to allow Hackman to leave with dignity,
right?
Because he knew Hackman was wrong, and Hackman admitted he was wrong. Apparently, because they don't even let Denzel's character, they don't even let him talk to the committee at the end.
Right.
So apparently Hackman's character just admitted everything, that he was wrong and that he was out of line. And if you just let me slink away into retirement with my full pension and everything, even though I nearly ended the world, I think we can just sweep this under the rug. And they agreed, because that's what the Old Boys Network does.
That's great.
Yeah.
I hope these people die off soon.
Steve Zahn died in this movie.
Well, unceremoniously, little Stevie Zahn. I was so sad because
every submarine movie has that moment where there's like a compartment is filling with water and there are guys in it and somebody's yelling, "Get out of there! Get out of there! Seal it! You gotta seal it now! Get out of there! Seal it now!"
Pre-MAGA Ricky Schroeder.
He gave it his all in that scene, though. Like
he was good. Like
he was like the tears and like just the commitment to it. Yeah.
Oh, when he was in Champ.
He really wanted. He really didn't want Steve Zahn's character to die, which nobody did.
No, but we didn't get enough Stevie Zahn. That's what I'm saying. I love him. I love him in everything he does. So that really made me sad dude, this fucking thing pops off in the submarine. Bashes him right in the fucking face. He goes underwater, and then blood's just going everywhere. By
the way, you'd never seen this movie before,
right?
So this was funny to watch because there's this guy early in the movie that they identify, this one sailor who's just he's not a main character. He's just kind of a side guy, big black kid. Gandolfini picks on him early on. Amy looks at him and goes, "He's gonna die." And then he does. He's dead in the compartment when the compartment fills up with Steve Zahn. He's dead in that. But then, without having any clue, without having seen this movie before in her life, Amy goes, "I'm going to go to the bathroom, but this, and this are going to happen next, so you don't need to stop it." And then that's exactly what fucking happened.
Oh, it did, because
it's exactly as you predicted it. You walked out right after Denzel takes over the ship and relieves Hackman of command. It's just laid out everything that was about to happen.
Oh my God.
Okay, they're going to get guns and come back and take the ship back, and then they're going to have to sneak back in there and take the ship back, and then you're in the bathroom, and I'm just laughing my ass off because you just predicted the entire rest of the movie.
I think whenever I see James Gandolfini in anything, he's going to be part of overthrowing the good guy.
He's just so full of rage in so many performances, and like here this entire character is just a raging hard-on the entire movie.
That's so funny. That's true. It's like he's one of those. He's trying to be an alpha male, but he really wants to kiss a guy just once. And you just want to say, dude, it's okay if you're gay.
That's all right, man.
Just be gay,
Just be you, dude.
You have to put on a big tough facade.
Let go of the rage.
Yeah, just be gay.
Let go of the insecurity.
Look, be gay for days. Give me gays for days.
Like these big angry dudes, a lot of them are just being insecure and trying to, be in charge because they're worried that the world doesn't have anybody in charge. And I got news for you, buddy. Nobody's in charge.
Nobody.
There's absolutely no one who knows anything. No one knows. We're all just kind of here and maybe hoping that tomorrow will happen.
Right.
That can be very hard to deal with. I had that realization years ago, and I damn near killed myself.
Oh, God.
I think it was George Carlin's fault. He just he caught me on a bad day where he was talking about how the world is just like a big pinball machine and no one's in charge of it. And like, oh shit, no one is in charge. Nobody knows anything.
There's no what is it? Everything happens for a reason. Like, no, it's just a crapshoot. It's a fucking crapshoot. It's Russian roulette. Spit it.
Yeah.
Get in the car tomorrow. Get killed. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that shit. Absolutely
It's
not.
just weird to think that, like, you grow up thinking that adults know things and that's why they're in charge. And then you get to be an adult and you're like, oh my God, these fuckers don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know any more than I do.
Yeah. That's so funny, though. That's so funny. Jesus Christ.
And that's a generalized joke. Obviously, mechanics know more about cars.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that you just can't know.
You just can't know.
Nobody knows what to do when the world is about to blow up. It's just one guy thinks, I think we should make sure it's going to happen before we allow it to happen. And the other guy going, no, I'm going to make it happen. That's the truth of this movie. Crimson Tide just comes down to that. It's like two guys, the same exact philosophy, except one guy thinks maybe we should wait and be intellectual about this. And the other guy going, I'm going to whip my dick out.
Do you see how much bigger my dick is than yours? I mean, but it's true.
It's that episode of How I Met Your Mother with the naked man. You remember that episode? So it's Barney's theory that for hookups, just go in there and get naked, just to make sure that everybody knows we're on the same page as well. I'm just gonna get naked and we're gonna get laid. That's it. And everybody else wants to talk about this. Like, should you do that? I don't think that's a good move. And they're having a conversation about it. He just goes and does it, and then everybody does it.
That's brilliant, actually. Brilliant.
But the naked man doesn't typically work, guys. It doesn't work. And that's the joke, is that generally speaking, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because you're Gene Hackman running in there with your dick out going, I'm in charge here. Let's fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to put a condom on, it's probably because you're going to fuck.
Like 1 out of 10 times, maybe it works.
1 out of 10.
But
yeah.
9 out of 10 times, it's Denzel going, let's think about this for a second and maybe not do that.
Right.
You know, it's creepy and weird and wrong.
And 60% of the time, it works every time. How I have not had that as a tattoo yet. It blows my mind. I don't even know.
What is it called? Sex Panther?
Sex Panther by Odeon.
That's 100% gasoline.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. I'm sorry. It just
Anchorman
is.
still is just incredibly quotable.
It just is. It's when you are in a glass case of emotion, or when you're outside, it's hot, and you're like, milk was a bad choice. I'm sorry. There were so many great fucking moments. And you've got Paul. I mean, it's Brian fucking Fantana.
Oh, fuck.
Steve Carell as Brick, putting mayonnaise in a toaster right as you first meet him. Like, that's fucking brilliant. Sorry, I know it.
No, when it comes to Carell in that movie, it's always, I love Lamp.
I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
I love watching the outtakes of that because Paul loses it every time, and it makes me so happy. I love Lamp. It's so good. Yeah. Well, anyway, so what's our movie for next week?
Let's see. Well, I do recommend Crimson Tide. I do like it a lot. Amy does not.
I do not.
I think it's a good action movie. I also love the look of it. I thought the cinematography was gorgeous. It's so crisp and clean. Even, obviously when they're using the shaky cam to mimic like the submarine stuff, and they're using the cantilevered sort of angles. I loved that. I thought the cinematography was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's an incredibly well-made movie. I understand it doesn't appeal to everybody, and obviously it does. It's not a well-constructed movie because you guessed exactly what was going to happen.
Well, or maybe it is, and I'm really smart. I don't know.
Explains, why you didn't like this, because you're just like, that's going to happen, so I don't really need to pay attention anymore.
I've already tuned out. I'm sorry.
Guessed the entire fucking movie.
God.
Are you ready for more action?
No.
Because next week, it is one of the biggest hits of the summer of 1995, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis, of course, obviously.
Dude.
Jeremy Irons with blonde hair.
Oh, shit. I hope Fuzzy returns for this.
I hope so.
Because, Die Hard still was cool at this point.
Yeah.
So
Although I got to say, we did Die Hard 2 on the podcast when it turned 30, and Die Hard 2 is a piece of shit.
It's a piece of shit.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It didn't have to be. It's like it made a choice.
Oh, yeah, I had a, oh, God.
It's not good, is what we're saying.
Yeah, it's just a terrible, awful movie. I mean, I love the original Die Hard. That's my Christmas go-to. Like that, I watched that like back to back with what is it? Hugh Grant is the Prime Minister.
Oh, Love Actually. I watch that every Christmas.
Die Hard and Love Actually. Those are my movies.
Yep. Bridget Jones and Love Actually are mine. But if somebody brings out Die Hard, I'm fucking there. Because it's a Christmas movie.
I can't remember the last Christmas I didn't watch Die Hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is a Christmas movie.
I realize that is that's like stereotypical Gen X. I understand that. I won't drink from the hose, I promise.
You just get home before those streetlights come on.
Ah.
And your mom's yelling out the door. We didn't come home to the streetlights.
There was only one ever good bit about that, and it was at the moment, actually, in 1984. Eddie Murphy does a bit about his mom and a shoe that she could throw like a boomerang.
Yes!
That is the one time that joke about being home by the time the streetlights come on is funny. That's the only time that's ever been funny.
That's fucking brilliant. That's different.
She's got a shoe she can throw and it's a fucking boomerang.
Jesus Christ.
He does the sound effect. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. But everything else?
No, every time I hear one of our Gen X brethren talking about that, I get embarrassed.
Oh, we just want to run away when they start. Just don't do it around us.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to talk like that, just do it at home.
First of all, the whole point of Gen X is that we don't care that we're Gen X.
Yeah.
Like we don't defend. We don't need to defend Generation X. We don't have the ability to care. Right. That's our whole posture is not caring.
We want to be left alone, and we want other people that are our age to shut up. That's what we want.
Guys, if I'm going to step out of character for a moment, the idea of our cool is entirely based on us not caring.
Yeah.
You see, we have to put on the veneer. We have to care. We care, but we have to pretend we don't care.
Right.
So these TikToks that will start with people, did somebody summon Gen X? Don't summon Gen X.
Oh, shut up.
Right off.
Shut up.
You do not speak for me.
No.
If you want to summon Gen X, we're not showing up. No. That's the whole point. We don't come when called.
Yeah. Ever. Oh, I hate that whole like we ride at dawn thing. Just please don't.
No.
Like that was funny once when a guy was talking to a little girl and that was a cute little thing. Ever since I hear it, like if it's especially it's Gen X, I'm like, oh, I want to run away.
Yeah. No.
Don't do that. You're making me uncomfortable.
You're ruining our veneer.
Yeah.
We've got a whole thing based upon not caring, and this is you caring.
Yeah. This is you caring.
Stop it.
And we don't want to be part of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which makes us even more Gen X than you. So
right.
You know.
Exactly. Hate to tell you.
This is the real Gen X. I'm just saying.
When asked.
We ride at dawn.
Fuck off. We got Die Hard next week. Tune in. That's funny.